Before we move to Marvin Gaye's "What's Going On," which is a very pivotal album in the '70s, especially when it comes to R&B, I felt like we needed to kind of sum up the '60s. And I think the '60s, you saw Marvin Gaye undergo a lot of transformations, struggling with identity, being challenged to do things vocally that he wasn't comfortable with doing. And ultimately, he persevered and he became the superstar that we know him to be. And now he's just going to go to a whole other level. Not only a superstar, but a sex symbol. The ladies loved him, right? That's probably why you've seen every single album cover had his face on it, just right there. But yeah, he's here. But he's going through at the end of the '60s, and I talked about this in the last video. He's depressed because of what happened with Tammy Terrell, and that is going to kind of be a catalyst for what's going on, which we will talk about next. I really got consumed into the world of the album and everything, and I feel like there's a lot really to digest and unpack. I won't be able to do that in one video, but yeah, nevertheless, I think that here, let's talk about the '60s, and I think the best way to do that, just in summation, is for you to get a full grasp on what it was like. Just listen to the greatest hits. They released two during this period where Marvin was kind of doing, in his feelings. And one is titled Super Hits, and the other is after Tammy Terrell died, they did a greatest hits with Tammy Terrell and Marvin Gaye. After listening to both, I think if you just bought those two albums and you didn't want any of the album cuts, you'll be straight. You'll be straight. And I think it perfectly captures what Marvin was during that period. And there's nothing really better out there than what they put together. I think it's perfect. So Super Hits I wasn't able to find, but somebody put together a playlist on Spotify so you can listen to it if you want to. And of course, the Tammy Terrell, Marvin Gaye greatest hits is available as well. So we're done with the '60s. We're moving on to the '70s, at least '71, because we already did a '70s album. But I wanted to do this before we talk about what's going on, because what's going on is going to really propel him to like a whole new stratosphere. So I'm gonna leave it at that, man, and I'll be back with what's going on.